So I'm here today with Carol Palmatier, and she's going to talk about a book that is really not a business book per se, but might have some implications for one's involvement with business. It's called The Four Agreements. Tell us about it.
Well, this is, it's The Four Agreements. It's by Miguel Ruiz, and it's a practical guide to personal freedom. You're right, it's not a business book, but as I read it, and I've read it several times over the last few months, I started taking some of the practices to heart in terms of my business, working with my clients and developing new clients. And I realized that the four agreements that they talk about here make a huge difference when you apply it in a business sense. So it's been one of those books that has a powerful impact personally, but also has really changed the way I relate to my customers and my prospects.
Okay, I kind of have a theory that business and personal are one and the same, especially if you're a small business, especially if you're a one-person business, that you really can't separate the two. So all the personal development sort of things overlap with the business.
I agree with that, Tom, and especially I come from a place called authenticity marketing, where really you need to be who you really truly are, rather than this fake it till you make it old school idea. Be who you are, so anything that you do read and integrate into your personal life, of course, it does relate to your business because that is who you are.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So hold that up so everybody can see what that book looks like.
The
there are some different covers available in that, aren't
yes,
there?
There's a few different editions. This is the one that was given to me by a friend, and my daughters actually thought it was a book about pot smoking because of the lotus.
Okay.
So they were wondering what Mom was reading.
We'll edit that part
It's
out
not.
later.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so who would you suggest read this book? Anyone, everyone? Or?
Everyone. Anybody who wants to deal with the people in their lives on a more authentic level, on a more open and honest level. Whether it's a parent with their children, whether it's older siblings trying to build a relationship as adults, domestic partners, husband, wife, business partners, really anybody that wants to relate to the world in a more authentic way.
Okay, so just try to define authenticity marketing, which I like that idea. I'm totally on board with you on that.
Sure. Authenticity marketing means coming from a place of really who you truly are, not having to spin who you are or pad your resume or make your company sound larger than it is. If you're a solo business owner, say so, you know, and say that with pride that you do this on your own. If you have a team of 20 people, great, put their pictures and their bios on there. If you run a huge corporation, fine, but the point being, don't make it up, don't spin it, and really be true to who you are, because eventually people are going to find out once they start working with
Absolutely.
you. And then you either have some explaining to do, or they will question your integrity.
So an example of that is this video right here is not being professionally produced. We're making this up as we're doing it,
authentic.
and it's going to go to press just that way. So that's an example, don't you think, of?
Exactly. And yet there's a lot of polish you could put into these things and rent a production studio and everything else. But when you're small business owners and you just want to get some video done, some content marketing, plunk down in a chair, turn on the video camera, and talk.
I totally agree. That's what we're doing. So who are you and what do you do?
I am a writer, I'm an editor, and I have been working with words. My tagline is working with words for fun and profit since 1963. I started talking at an early age, and I haven't stopped, and I really have translated that into a love of writing. Whether it's a birthday card or a marketing piece or a website, it's all about the words and what they can convey, and I just love working with words.
And you slaughter words, I understand.
I slaughter them, yes. It's when you're writing for the web, especially, you have about 2.3 seconds to engage your reader when they hit your page before they decide to bounce. So any extra words, you can't have them. You have to get down to the bare essence, and in order to do that, I'll come in and work with a client who has a lovely existing website, and I'll come in and I'll just slaughter it, murder your darlings, as I say, and get it down to the bare essentials. And if you can say it in one word instead of 6, those other 5 can go.
I'm going to let her edit my book. I'm a little concerned that there's not going to be anything left of it when she gets done. So.
Well, it is. It's a legitimate concern when I come in with that approach. Really, that really aggressive slaughter approach is for websites because you have such a limited amount of time.
Right.
In a book, you have more time to really develop and read. People have more leisure time to actually sit down and read your words.
So how would the folks out there in video land get a hold of you if they wanted to?
Well, they can go to my website, which is www.brander.com. BRANDEUR. Think brand for branding and entrepreneur, the EUR. I do branding and marketing for small business owners.
Great.
Or they could call me at 810-923-4654.
Carol, thanks very much.
Thank you, Tom.